right, guys, we are just getting online. Hey, Ahmed, how you doing? We are getting online live, and just give me a second. We're gonna be joined with AC Hampton. All right, Med, how's it going? So we're streaming on YouTube. We are streaming on Facebook, Periscope, LinkedIn. Be sure to share this with somebody if you can. That'll be awesome. But I'm gonna ping AC Hampton right now. Send him the link. See if he can join us. But this is behind the scenes, folks. Tech Money Talks podcast, and he's gonna be joining us live. So, 1 second. I'm gonna shoot over AC the Zoom link, but it'll give you guys a chance to get situated, join, and yeah, it looks like he was messaging me. Invite, copy URL. Let me send it to him. He was saying, can I join on my phone or should I just join on my laptop? Either way, bro. Say either way. All right. So he's going to be joining us shortly. He's just deciding should he use his phone or his laptop, and either way works for sure. Let me move this messaging off screen here. I got like 3 screens set up if you guys could only see. And it looks like AC joining. No, hey, Alex, join me on the Zoom. I just sent you the Zoom link. I'm just running the live so that others that are watching live can do that. Cheers. Hopefully you guys are having a happy Monday. A lot of things. So we're going to give them a chance to join. I say be sure to be sure to tag a friend for sure. Tag somebody who needs this right now. We're going to be diving into some awesome stuff, so going to give it a chance to join. I'm talking to you. So Tech Money Talks podcast. We got AC, Alex joining, and just going to be really awesome. This is behind the scenes view, folks. So if you guys are catching the live stream, and let me fix the lighting here if I can. Looks a little bright for the Instagrammers. Okay, cool. I'll let you know when I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, bro. How you doing?
All right, cool, good.
Awesome. And actually, let me chat right now. Let me drop a chat and see how is the audio.
Yeah, let me know how the audio is. I just actually put my mic in, so let me know if you can hear it through, like if it sounds clear or not.
Yeah.
See what people think. Is this on YouTube right now?
Yeah, right now we're streaming on YouTube, 3 different Facebook groups: Periscope, LinkedIn, and Twitch. And then we got multiple phones set up here where we're like also on Instagram. So people are joining, and that's fine. This is meant to be like behind the scenes kind of view as we still.
Yeah.
And you remember how we recorded the podcast last time? So Zoom, we're going to use Zoom to do the recording because two reasons. One, when it creates the recording, it creates separate audio channels. So your audio will be separate than mine, and if we're too loud or whichever, we can balance it out. So that's the really cool thing. And then for the audience watching, oops, I just hit the mic. It gives them like a behind the scenes view, kind of live, because the podcast recording, it'll get released maybe, 2-3 weeks down the road. But for those that want to catch real time information, this is your chance to do so for sure. And like I said, right now, as you're joining, be sure to share this, tag a friend right now. This is your chance to drop some questions, and especially to drop some questions with AC Hampton. So I'd say start dropping them in there right now as we dive into the discussion. And there's some people already giving shout outs. DeMarcus, Merrill, he's saying, hopefully we'll be getting coaching from you soon, brother. And I think that's a shout out to you, Travis. And so there's a bunch of people coming in, which is good. Let me just say, drop your questions. And then throughout the podcast, as we do the recording, I'll go and extract some like live questions from there from the audience, and
Awesome.
And we'll talk about that too. And that's actually been working really well. So this is cool stuff. So we're streaming live. We got Instagram, like I said, YouTube, Facebook, all that. All right. So let me pull up my notes here because I do those live introductions. And
crushing it with those introductions.
Yeah.
they're cool, man. By the way, I'm about to come out there and meet you this summer. I forgot to tell you.
Definitely, man. Chicago for sure. When things start opening up, I tell you, man. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about for sure, man.
Oh, for sure, bro. I can't wait.
Awesome. So let me let me get first, here's what I do. I'm gonna start the recording on Zoom. Record. All right, we're recording. And let me get in the zone here on the intro, and we'll kick it off, and then we'll just take it from there.
Awesome.
Hey everybody, Brian McCumber here from Tech Money Talks. I am really excited today because we have a very special guest on the podcast. We are fortunate to have Alex Hampton, aka AC Hampton, as a special guest on the show. And if you don't know who he is, then you're missing out big time because Alex is a self-made $1 million producer in dropshipping and is becoming a major influencer in this space. Alex continues to raise the bar, and he's been keeping it real. I'm telling you, this brother's been keeping it real the whole time. If you're interested in starting an online business to make extra money, you better save this episode in your back pocket and listen to it over and over again, because the stories and the tips you're going to learn here will give you the opportunity to quickly launch your own business to help your wallet grow fat. Alex has been absolutely killing in e-commerce and was featured in the Shade Room for generating over $1.8 million within 8 months. Alex has been a mentor to many others, helping hundreds of people learn the secrets to his success. He's been, he has an awesome presence on Instagram and is now exploding on YouTube. I tell you, time is money and everyone's looking to get a piece of his time. And I'm so happy to have him on the show today. Alex, thanks for joining us, man. How's it going?
Hey, I told you the introductions are great, man. I really appreciate that.
How'd I do
everything
that?
is going great. That was good, man. That was good.
That was good.
The introduction is always my favorite part, but
awesome, bro.
Everything is going really, really well. And ready to start crushing it in May, just like every other month, about 11 days in, and, just taking a day at a time and, helping you guys crush it and, still crushing all my stores over here.
Well, you know what? And then speaking of that, 11th day in, I'd like to drop this into the podcast now to give perspective, timing perspective. So today is May 11th, 2020. And because when this gets released as an audio podcast, hopefully you guys are catching us live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. But if you're listening to the audio version of this, it's May 11th. And as of this point, I was, looking up what was the stats as of this last week, over 33 million jobless claims. There's, others are like having to work reduced hours. There's over 1.3 million that have the cases, over 80,000 people that have passed, unfortunately, and then like 250,000 recovered. There's still no vaccine, and some states are starting to lift that stay-at-home orders. And then in other states, there's like protests going on and all that kind of stuff. So all this is going on in the world right now, as along at the same time, there's a big major shift into buying habits. Purchasing online is growing bigger and faster than ever before, and it creates an opportunity for those looking to do their own side hustle, online business, or now it should be their future career, that online business is where you want to be at. So all these things are going on. It's May 11th to give perspective, but then say for Alex, maybe for the audience, maybe you could do like a quick introduction and then we'll just take it from there.
Oh yeah, well, definitely. Well, for one, let me go ahead and take this off. It is May 11th, and with everything going on right now, still at 133,000 this month. As you can see, it says May 11th. Oh, I don't know if you can see.
Awesome.
I don't know if you can
That's
see it,
live,
but
folks. So
yeah,
for
that's
those
live.
catching it live, you can see his screen doing 133,000 already on the 11th day this month for sure, showing you the proof.
Things are going well though. I mean, this has been a great time for me. I know it is very difficult for other people, but again, with the industry that I'm in, like you mentioned, there are a lot of people online shopping. There are multiple reasons behind this. But obviously with them getting the stimulus check and having that extra income, with the amount of boredom that people are having and the fact of, the amount of spend time or amount of time spent on your phones and scrolling, people are literally online shopping more now than ever because nobody else has anything to do. So there's two different individuals, right? There's
Yeah.
people that are doing that and there's people that are taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I'm on the other spectrum where I'm trying to take advantage of these individuals. So
Yeah.
last month was actually a really, really good month for me. I hit 475,000 in 1 month. Here, I can actually show you those results too. We'll do April 1st through April 30th. Let me go ahead and move this.
Yeah, I think that's what I put on the cover of the thing when you posted it and shared it on
400.
Instagram. Yeah, we could see it.
April 475, almost 475,000.
Yeah. So for those watching live on YouTube and Facebook, you can see the screen where he's sharing the real results. Alex is one of the person been keeping it real, showing his real results, and even going into the profits and stuff like that he's making.
Oh yeah,
for sure,
definitely. I'm gonna always keep it real with you. But yeah, like I said, this time is going really well. I'm actually giving people, with the amount of time and availability that we have from this boredom, it's giving a lot of people more ambition to start investing in themselves as well. So with that, it's been a very great opportunity to be able to help so many of you guys and be able to see you guys actually start crushing it. Because sometimes with the 9 to 5 every day, you come home, you go to sleep and do it the next day, but these people are having more and more hours available each day that they're, there's, like I said, two different people. There's people that are just wasting this time, and there's people that are learning a new skill and investing in themselves. So I've definitely been seeing a lot of you guys crushing it, and I really appreciate you guys investing in me and my course, and the people in my mentorship plan. Like, it's been crazy seeing you guys hit these numbers that you have. So it's been a really, really good past couple months.
Yeah. No, that's awesome for sure. And what have you seen as far as a shift over the past number of months? So have you've been seeing things getting, as related to e-commerce and online business, things have been getting better? Has there been any changes?
I feel for me, things have been pretty consistent, but if not better. Like, I've hit, the most I've ever hit was like 400,000 in a month. And that was the biggest. Like I said, I almost hit 500,000. So there is a little bit of a shift, but there's just more people shopping online. That's really what it is. And ultimately, I think on YouTube, by the way, it might be frozen. But yeah, I think it might be frozen on there. I think I might have pressed something. But like I said, the shift of everything has been doing, it's been going very, very well. You guys have been crushing it. Just the transition of, being at home all day and taking advantage of this time. It's just been a really good transition. It's been a really good time to stay motivated and keep crushing it.
Yeah. No, for sure, man. And actually, one of the things, so even bringing up, it's a great opportunity for people to be getting in this space right now. And it actually leads me to like one important question that I think is going to help out a lot of people. And it's been really interesting to get, people's different perspectives. And I think everybody will get value out of your perspective. So the question is, like, imagine you had a couple $1,000s to your name. And in these current times, if you had to start all over again, but knowing what you know now, over the next 30 days to start a business that would actually make you money, what would you do and why?
So if I was in this position where I was not doing e-commerce or anything, if you guys have seen my Instagram or seen kind of the type of person I am, I love e-commerce, I love drop shipping, but I love shoes. Like, I've always been a really big shoe head, big sneaker head, and I've always resold shoes like my whole life. Like that was literally one of my first jobs I had was just flipping sneakers all the time, and I still do it on the side just for fun. So if I had a couple $1,000s, I would buy a couple shoes and just start flipping them, and then return getting that return on investment and buying more, and return on investment and buying more, and definitely just starting my own sneaker business. I mean, who doesn't love sneakers, you know? So
Uh-huh.
that's definitely what I would be doing right now if I
Oh,
wasn't
wow.
doing.
So people are still buying shoes and nice shoes out there. You've been seeing that?
Oh, dude, people are going crazy. I mean, there's so many releases that have been out like the past couple weeks. Even me, like I'm seeing advertisements on Facebook and Instagram of these like shoes coming out. I'm being just like every other online shopper and buying them right then and there. So
Uh-huh.
it's definitely something that I would be doing if I wasn't doing this right now.
That's awesome, man. So, hey, let's take a live question here. We do have one that came in from YouTube, and this is from Brendan. Brendan said, "What's the best product research tool?" He said, example like Ecom Hunt or Drop Point.
Yeah. So, what was his name again? Brandon. So, Brandon, I've actually made a very strong and compelling or video about this on YouTube. So, I actually use AdSpy. So, I made a thing that I hit $13,000 a day. About halfway through April, I actually got to the point of hitting 30,000 in one day, which was literally insane. But when I was at that 13K mark, I found my product that I was currently selling last month and currently right now off of AdSpy. So AdSpy is what I use. It allows you to do different filters. It allows you to see what is currently being ran at this exact moment. It's not just showing you the product, but it's showing you the advertisement that is currently being ran too. You can also see, other advertisements that the competitor is currently selling. It's a very, very strong tool that's showing you exactly what is happening at this exact moment. So with drop shipping, like I've told you guys many times over and over again, is I'm in no position to try to reinvent the wheel. I am not the type of person to reinvent the wheel. So what I like to do is I like to focus on what is currently working and have myself do it better than the competition, which I know I'm very capable of doing. So with AdSpy, what it allows me to do is find out what is currently working, so I don't have to try to figure it out myself. So it definitely saves a lot of time and effort. But I do use Ecom Hunt as well. But AdSpy is 100% like my main tool. But I do use Ecom Hunt on the side.
Yeah. No, really good. And yeah, and I think I did catch one of your YouTube videos explaining that, going through AdSpy, and maybe even touch on that. What are some of the filter criterias that you go through when trying to see, what's that next thing to dive into?
Yeah, definitely. So there's like a couple different methods. So one method that I would do is there's a couple of different filters. So one of the filters that I'll do is seen between, and then there's created between. So the
Yeah.
first way I'll do it is I'll do seen between the last 30 days, and then I'll do created between the last 30 days. I'll do languages as English because we want to make sure that people can read what we're actually advertising to them. And then it allows you to filter by technologies, and technologies will be like Shopify or Google or whatever. So I just do Shopify and I do ClickFunnels, and that is how I do my method number one, is just finding out what is currently working in this last month. Another thing that I would do is method number two would be like seen between, and I'll do it like this day of as of today, and then I'll change the daily likes. There's a meter. I'll change the daily likes to like 1,000. So
Hmm.
then I'm seeing the ads are running today at this exact day that are literally like crushing it. And then another method that works really well is if you have a niche focused store, you could focus on doing method number one the same way, but you add one more filter in there that is ad text. So if I was to be in the pet niche, or whatever niche it is, let's just go with pets, I would keep the same criteria, but then I would add an ad name, or ad text name that says like dogs or cats. So then I
Hmm.
start seeing all the best ads within the last 30 days that are within the niche that I'm currently wanting to sell as well. So that was, three quick little methods that you guys can use on AdSpy to kind of filter out and figure out what is the best for your business, especially if you want to go general or niche or one product. This allows you to go in any direction.
No, really good explanation. And I think so. Hopefully, for the audience, you can picture that. And I would say this is like the part of the podcast that you want to re listen to it over again. But then also, if you want actual visual explanation, like I mentioned, Alex did a YouTube video that broke it down with like showing his screen as he's doing those
Yeah,
things. The scene as, like, you got to understand what that means, the scene as part, because that's powerful. Like, the eyeballs that are actually, viewing this ad within this date range. So if like,
exactly.
today or this past week, and that's powerful stuff for sure, man. And actually, speaking of YouTube, I think that's one of the things that's changed since we last talked on the podcast, right?
Yeah,
What's
it's
tell
changed
the
like
whole story,
crazy.
tell your
It's
YouTube
crazy.
story.
Yeah, so I mean, I've always wanted to be able to give like free content out. I didn't know how to do it. Like, I mean, I could have made like a free course, but I was like, who's going to really look at this free course? Or they could go to YouTube, which everybody knows about YouTube. So I knew that I could be able to, drive a lot of people to, seeing what I'm going to give them for absolutely free just on YouTube. So I actually started the first week of January, and I haven't missed 1 week. I posted every single week since the first week of January. Not 1 week has been missed. And it's been going crazy. I mean, my last video that I just had 2 weeks ago just hit 10,000 views. The one I posted almost 8
Powerful.
days ago has 5,000 views, and the one I posted like 4 days ago has 4.5 thousand views.
Yeah.
So it's actually really, really cool to see. And I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to keep doing like YouTube every single week. I love hearing you guys. I'm getting like hundreds of comments on each video. So just like seeing your guys' engagement and seeing how much like this content is helping you guys it just means the world to me. So definitely I'm going to be very consistent on YouTube. And I should have done it even sooner, but I'm happy I got started the way that I did.
Yeah, yeah. No, you found a good time. And, I think a lot of people need it right now. And I'd say for those listening or watching, that, Alex is the real deal for sure. And there's actually a comment that just came in from Daniel Telvarez. He said he bought his course a while ago. It's very beginner friendly and gives you everything you need to learn. And he gave a
Hey, hey,
what's on
Daniel,
there?
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot. And for my
Yeah.
course and everything as well, these strategies I'm talking about on YouTube, you guys have to understand that I am doing this. I just showed you guys the numbers from this month. I showed you guys the numbers from last month.
Yeah.
Everything that I'm doing is in this course that Daniel's talking about. So I'm updating this stuff, weekly and monthly, and I'm not leaving you guys out with anything that I'm not doing myself. So
That's
all
cool.
these new methods, just like understand that drop shipping is completely evolving, each month, each year. So make sure that you are, looking at the difference in transitions on how to run your business the right way, especially in 2020. Because I
Yeah.
mean, 2020 compared to 2019, 2019 compared to 2018, I mean, they're literally like night and day differences. So definitely, I'm even doing that on YouTube as well. I'm literally showing you guys like, look, these are new methods. You guys, I know there's old videos, but take action with what I'm saying now because this is what's working right at this exact moment. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
And that's cool. And that's good to know as well because, you know, it's good to know that you're updating the course frequently because now at this point is part of the reason why as we're recording the podcast, we're doing this live on YouTube and Facebook and multiple platforms is because, you know, things change. It feels like 3 weeks ago, just like so much changed 3 weeks ago that you can't wait on it. So, knowing that if there's somebody that's keeping their content up to date. And then Alex is dropping, value bombs on YouTube. So a combination of that is powerful. So what's the name of your course, by the way? How do people find that?
So if you guys go to www.supremeecom.com, you guys can actually see my full drop shipping course. So the drop shipping course is called the Supreme Ecom Blueprint. So there are actually 4 courses in there. So the main drop shipping course is the Supreme Ecom Blueprint. I also do Airbnb on the side, and I flip different rental properties. So I was like, I might as well just make a whole course about that too. So I made an Airbnb course, so
What's
it teaches you
happening
how
on
to
there
do.
though? What's happening with
Um,
Airbnb?
it's actually not doing bad for me at all. So I
Really?
really thought that this time was gonna be very difficult, especially with the coronavirus. But I don't know if it's because all my locations are by hospitals, but literally
Mm.
I'm having like doctors stay there every night. I'm having like
Wow.
people who have their family in the hospitals every single night. So I might have got lucky by
Yeah, because
having
I've
them
been
by
hearing
the
stories about.
hospitals, but it's been doing very, very well for me. I mean, I haven't even I posted a picture of it yesterday on my story, but there hasn't been one day of vacancy.
Okay,
Um,
wow, that's good to
so
know. So in
so
certain
that's like the
areas,
second course. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And then the third course is a combination of the both. And then because again, I told you guys I wanted to be able to figure out how to do free drop shipping, like like I'm doing on YouTube by giving you guys that free content. I
hmm,
actually made a free training course available as well. So if you guys go into supremeecom.com, like I stated,
yeah,
the last course available is a free training with an actual testimonial too, with one of my students that I'm talking to like here on Zoom, and he's
that's
hitting
cool.
over 10K a month right now as well. So he was like, hell yeah, like let's go ahead and teach him how to crush it. So that's some of the available options within the free training as well. But it's a Supreme Ecom blueprint for my drop shipping course
Yeah.
slash case study.
And if you guys are catching this live in the screen share, so you could see his course site, supremeecom.com, and you could see that on there for sure. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people getting a lot of great value, which is awesome. And it's good to know that you've been keeping it up to date, which is really cool. So
Oh yeah, there's
there was a
a
question that
kind
came in from the audience. I think this was from Daniel as well. He said, "Do you guys think you'll see sales go down as the quarantine starts to slow down?"
So I don't think that is going to happen whatsoever. I mean, I didn't have just my success from quarantine. Most of my success, which is probably 98% of it, has came outside of the quarantine time. There's always going to be people shopping online. There's 7 billion people in the world, and there's 3.5 billion people on Facebook. So there's always going to be individuals who are looking to find problems that can be solved by the solution that you're giving them with the product that you're currently selling. So when you're thinking of that aspect, there's never going to be a time where people are not online shopping. So sales are not going to go down at all. So I mean, yes, like maybe some Germex and hand sanitizer or maybe masks, those sales might go down because obviously they are correlated with the coronavirus, but that is maybe like 5% of the market. I mean, there's so much available space for you to start crushing it. And quarantine is not the reason that we are successful. Quarantine is the reason that we stayed being consistent and being successful because we didn't allow this time for us to be lazy. We took this time to take action.
Yeah, yeah, no, very well said for sure. And and this was another question somebody was asking. They noticed some. I have on the screen here Instagram showing up here and the pictures, and he's like, "How's he working out at home? Still, you still working out?"
Oh, bro, I work out all the time. I don't even understand. Okay, for one, I got so annoyed with trying to find, bro. I went to like Walmart and Target everywhere, and I cannot find weights. I went on Amazon. It takes so long to get delivered. I can't find resistance bands. I just been running and doing all body weight stuff. So I work out probably like
Yeah.
5, 6 times a week, and it's all just body weight stuff. I don't even have like I'm just jump roping, running, doing pull ups, push ups, kind of
Yeah.
like jail. Just kind of like jail workouts. That's kind of what I've been doing. But yeah, I've been pretty consistent with that. I mean, with me trying to be successful with drop shipping, I had to physically and mentally be okay and be in the right state as well. And I think that is very, very important. It's a very big goal that I learned last year,
Yeah.
that it's not about just making money. It's about having a healthy body, healthy mind.
Yeah.
So I definitely like keep that aspect very relative towards how I run my business as well.
No, that's really good for sure. Yeah. There was actually, and actually I brought it with me here. There's actually some, you ever seen this before?
P90X. Yeah, yeah. My mom used to do
Your
that.
mind, it's from like way back in the day, like
Those are like the
kind of
ones that
those
you put it in the
infomercial days.
VSR and they're like dancing, they're pumping, they're like, yeah. And there's like that one person in the beginning of the classroom.
Yeah. Well, this one's not a dancing one, but this one definitely, man, it's some serious workouts for sure.
Oh, I
And
believe it.
yeah.
They will kill you on there. Your body's not
Uh-huh.
gonna be used to that.
So yeah, I was like, I busted out the DVDs and I could play it on the Xbox,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, all right, cool.
Hey, those will never go out. Those will never get old. Like
Yeah.
it's not gonna change the way that you need to be working. So, yeah, definitely stay on that fitness grind. It's healthy body, healthy mind.
For sure, man. So yeah, even speaking of that, so like, what does a day in your life look like now as you're kind of balancing and operating your business?
Yeah, so basically, I wake up the same time, Sunday through Sunday, no matter what. I usually wake up around 8 a.m. And then I kind of I open my laptop for about 30 minutes, just check on everything. I have employees that are my virtual agents. I also have my supplier. I work with a lot of individuals, so I kind of just communicate with them and see how everything's going. 9 times out of 10, everything is very smoothly. So I kind of show my laptop around like 8:30, 8:45. I get up, I just chug a fat thing of water, and then I go work out right away. So I usually work out till like 11, come home, make lunch, and then I'll open up my laptop again, make sure everything's running smoothly. I'm at the position now with drop shipping that my job is literally just to run ads. That is it. And obviously do the product research and stuff like that. But if you have a product that's working really well, you're just testing out new variations and you're just testing ads. So I'll check on that. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes, and then I'll get on some consulting calls. So I do have my one-on-one mentorship available, and I do have my scheduling calls available. That if you're not interested in the course or you're not interested in the one-on-one mentorship, but you do need extra help, you can schedule calls with me that are just one-on-one. There's 30 minutes and there's 60-minute calls slots available. So I kind of get on those calls throughout the day for whatever people need help, and then I'll just go to dinner, and then I'll chill for the rest of the night. And around like 11:30 p.m., I'll look at my ads again, and I'll just set everything up for the next day. And that's basically it. Every day, I kind of just do the same thing. I mean, maybe I would go like out the house if it wasn't quarantine, but I mean, there's really nothing else to do right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
just
actually, I
working
think
out and eating.
there were some questions, from Instagram actually. And so even Andreas was asking, do you live in Atlanta?
I do not live in Atlanta, but I have been to Atlanta twice last year, and it was so. I actually legit had to make a decision on April 15th if on June 15th I was going to live in Atlanta or not. So it was almost like that close to me moving there, but I decided to stay in Dallas another year. I've only been out here for a year and a half, so I was like, maybe I should try to establish myself a little bit more. And on top of me doing job shipping 24/7, like I don't work out of office and I don't have people I work around, my colleagues. So I was like, maybe I should spend this next year, trying to socialize a little more. So
Uh-huh.
that's kind of my reasoning on staying here for another year. But I love Atlanta. Like I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
I saw some crazy ass shit on what happened on the freeway last night. I don't know if you saw it,
No. What
but
what was that?
bro, I don't even know. Like, it looked like somebody died, like in the middle of they were like doing donuts in the middle of the freeway, shut the whole highway down, and like somebody like blew up fireworks in the middle of the highway, and people were dying. I don't know. It was crazy. I saw it on Twitter,
Oh
but
wow. That
yeah,
was in
it's
Atlanta?
it's insane. Yeah, it was in Atlanta,
Oh my
but
God.
nah,
Yeah.
I live in Dallas. I live in Dallas, but I do love Atlanta.
Yeah. And I think he followed up with a question saying, what do you use for fulfillment?
So for fulfillment for myself, I do have my supplier who actually works hand in hand with me. I don't have to try to send the tracking numbers to her. I don't have to send the orders to her. I don't have to deal with any damages or any refunds. She handles everything on the back end of stuff. So she'll send the supply or send all my orders straight directly to the customers. She provides the tracking to them. If anything's involved with refunds, she will refund them directly. That is what I do with my supplier. I learned that can't do it all by yourself. And if you're doing more than 20, 30, 40 orders a day, it does get very stressful trying to purchase these on AliExpress or Overload. So what I did was found her, and if you guys are in any position that you're doing like 30 to 50 orders a day and you're looking for a strong supplier, you can reach out to me on Instagram. You guys can see it right here, AC_Hampton, and just message me the word supplier. And I'll make sure I take care of you guys because I know that it's very difficult with the coronavirus going on right now, that it's like 45, 60 days shipping. Like it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
And I'm still on basically between 8 and 15 days shipping.
That's good.
So if you guys ever need a good supplier who's very reliable, definitely reach out to me and I got you guys.
Cool. Cool. I may be doing that too.
I got
Yeah,
you. I
there's
got
there's
you.
never a lack of suppliers. You want to build your own supplier list, your own supplier network, I would say,
Oh yeah.
right? So you want as many connections as you can. And with that, you got some bunch of questions coming in related to that. Um, so Harris Robertson on Instagram said, "Do you have a VA change out your products?"
Do I have a VA that changes out my products? I don't
Yeah.
really change my products if they're working. I don't know. Unless he's talking about adding products. But for me, it takes maybe like 10 minutes for me to add a product to my store manually myself. And like I said, I do have a lot, I have time to do that. So it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
really kill me to add products at all, maybe 5, 10. And I'm only adding valuable products that I already know. So it's not like I'm adding hundreds of products, a week. I'm really only doing like 1 to 2 products a week because I know they work.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
validate them in the first place. So it doesn't really take much time at all.
Actually, maybe help explain that for the audience. So, what are the core activities that you focus on in your business, and what are the others that you outsource to VAs?
Yeah, so what I focus on in my business is legit just running the ads. I do the product research, and you can definitely outsource the product research, but I'm so like I want to know myself that it works.
Yeah,
That I'm just like
because it
I
gets you
might take
thinking
I just
about
take
other
it.
things.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to make sure it's working from like before I test anything. So I definitely just do the product research myself. I do the ads myself. And then every single thing, every other thing is outsourced. So you get to the point where you figure out what is more important to you, time or money. And to me, time is always going to be more important than any type of money that I can get. There's only so many hours in the day. I
Hmm.
wish there was more. I know you guys wish there was more, but
Yeah,
only 24 hours. So I always kind of outsource everything that could potentially take away from that time of me putting more value into myself and other places.
yeah, yeah. And when you outsource, maybe even help that for the audience if they're thinking about that, looking. Uh, where would you
Like how to
recommend?
find them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Upwork works really well. You guys can find virtual agents on there. I do recommend finding virtual agents that are outside of the United States. I'm not saying you can't do people in the United States, but it is a lot cheaper to train somebody who is going to be working, for $200-300 a week instead of $200 to $300 after 2 days of work. So I use
Hmm.
Upwork for that, and then you can also use Upwork for your suppliers as well. But that's kind of how I found all of my virtual agents. But also, like you mentioned before, that with your virtual agents and with your suppliers, you're building a network channel. So when you do find
Yeah.
one, they have other people that are willing to work with you as well. So with my virtual agent that I have right now, I have 24/7 customer service. I have from 8 to 5, or I have from 5 p.m. until 8 a.m. My main virtual agent, and then from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. he has his colleagues working on it as well when he's sleeping and he's not available. So I didn't even have to find that person; he found them for me. So that is another way that you kind of develop that relationship and develop a way to network within your own people that you're hiring.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks for explaining that. Hopefully you guys are catching on and we got some more questions coming in for sure. Is like okay, what are the best Shopify apps for your website?
So with my Shopify apps, I use just a couple things. So I make sure that I'm always recovering people that lost first. So what I do is I always use abandonment cart protector. That is a way to retarget the individuals who have left through email. I also use SMS bump, which is a way to retarget the people who left through text messages. And that works really well for me. Those are just directly on your store, so it's able to validate, the actions that people are taking. I also use frequently bought together. I use quantity break by discount, and I use sweet upsell. So those are three big upsells that I use. So the way that they start on the screen is they see a quantity discount of, you buy 2, 3, or 4, and you get this discount. They scroll down the page, and the next thing they see is a frequently bought together. So it'll be like, hey, this is your only chance. These are all on sale if you buy them together. And these will all be complementary products. So if I'm selling a dog product, for example, a leash, and complementary upsell would be like a harness, or a complementary upsell will be like, I don't know, like a sweater for the dog, or whatever it is. That is kind of how I do it. And then after they purchase, I use post upsells with this thing called sweet upsell. And that allows me to be like, hey, this is your last chance. By the way, I really appreciate you purchasing. Go ahead and take 30% off if you want to buy another one.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy another one, here you go. Here's this extra discount. And a lot of the time, they're going to buy another one because they already had 2 in their quantity that they wanted to buy. They went to one. And then after checkout, they see the discount. They're like, oh, okay, now I actually will buy the second one.
Yeah.
So those are, the upsells that I use. I use
Yeah.
alley reviews for just the reviews on my site. And that's basically it. I don't really have a lot of pop-ups. I don't really have I just keep it very simple on my websites.
Yeah.
I don't try
Keep it
to,
clean.
yeah, because I mean, they're there
Yeah.
for a reason. I don't want to
Yeah.
distract them with 1,000 different pop-ups. I want them to be there
Yeah.
to buy and leave, and keep
Yeah.
buying more and coming back. So,
Yeah.
it's an easy way to keep them on your
And
website.
that even reminds me, because so you touched on a lot. So I'd say again, this is probably a point that you want to re-listen to it, because
Yeah, sorry. I know I talk.
no, that's really good stuff, because I think anybody can just replay it, and that's why I mentioned this is a point. Make note that you want to re-listen to this, because he explained the benefits of each of those apps very well. And one of the things was related to even like the sweet upsell. So like, I mean, that I talk about it in so many ways. I view it as like it's kind of the closest thing to having like ClickFunnels and being able to upsell on Shopify. And there are, when buyers are, or when shoppers are buying, there's, that dopamine they're going through, they're feeling good, they're buying. And when they go through and they just, bought, but now they get another, wait, here's another special offer. You get a chance to buy more at another discount. Most of the time they're going to buy more. And if you don't give them that option, then they're not going to buy. So like, that's why you want to put those things in place. And Alex, explained it very well. But the thing that I was going to lead to was like the trust factor. So not put in too many things that make your site look like a scammy dropshipping site. There's also a trust factor that you want to have on your store. And I was wondering if you could talk about that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I mentioned earlier. So, like I said, 2018 to 2019 and 2019 to 2020, so many things have changed. So, whenever I started drop shipping, I had trust badges everywhere. Like, I had them literally like in every direction of the page, and it worked. Like, it worked because at that time, that was what was the norm. But if you go to PacSun, or you go to dicksportinggoods.com, or you go to any website, Amazon, they don't have trust badges. So they're not asking you to trust them because you already do. So if you have the mentality to run your business the same way, people are going to trust you because you're not forcing them to do it. They will trust you regardless. If you have a good structured business and you have good reliability, you have good reviews, this is something that's going to stand your business out way more than any just trust badge, because what they're seeing is validation from others. They don't need validation from you. And that's kind of how I structure my store. Is I make sure that others speak for me more than I speak for myself. And that's how it carries out a long way. And that's trust more than any badge can ever do for you.
Yeah. Is there
And there's
anything
so many.
that you do, like so say while the shopper's waiting for their product to arrive, anything to like keep them happy in the meantime?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So I do, like I said, I do have that 24/7 customer service. So while they are waiting at any time, I mean, it can be in Facebook Messenger, it can be on Instagram messages, it can be an email. They're going to get reply back to you within the first 24 hours, no matter what. Now, say that there's any type of circumstance that they feel a little uncertain, or they don't feel like things are going the right way, or shipping's taking too long. Because again, it's not always going to be perfect. What I do is like I said, is I created this relationship with my supplier. So I tell her, look, these people have these issues. Well, I don't do it. My VA will reach out to her and be like, these people are having these complaints. And she'll be like, oh, don't worry, I'll just send them a small gift. Um, so like for the issues, for the people who, and that's not me coming out of it, she's giving them a small gift out of her own pocket.
Wow,
So
that's
I'm not
nice.
even, yeah. So like that's kind of what I do in my
Yeah.
position is if there's any complaints at all, I'll just like, hey, just letting you know, like I really appreciate you waiting. Because of your patience, I'm gonna go ahead and send you a small gift. We really
Yeah.
hope you enjoy it, and just let us know when you get your product, and the small gift will show up shortly after. And that kind of usually keeps them like chill, you know. They're like, okay, you know, it's not that big of
Yeah.
a deal. But most of the time,
Yeah.
it's just they want to hear and feel like they're personally welcome. So as
Yeah.
long as you're communicating back with them and you're talking to them and you're listening to the complaints, that is really what people want the most. So as long
Hmm.
as you're doing that, that really helps out a lot too.
Yeah. Really good point. So hopefully the audience caught on to that. I mean, I think that's powerful right there. If you want a long-term business and not just like a one and done, type of model, building that relationship with your customer, and, they just want to know, they want to know for your business, are you the real deal? And are you going to take care of them? Are they going to get their product? And then, as they're inquiring, yeah, I mean, I take the same approach where, send them a gift or something to keep them happy while, if you have a product that's taking a little bit long, you're able to explain it, touch base with them, and then even send them something nice in the long run that encourages the opportunity to repurchase over and over again. So the customer lifetime value, you know,
Yeah,
not just looking at that one transaction, but view your customer for the whole life. And when you start to do that, that the cost of a little gift, if it did cost you anything, goes a
it
long
doesn't
ways.
matter. Yeah, because it costs 10 times more to require or to acquire a new customer over somebody who's already purchased from you. So you kind of make that into your, your mentality to it. Your business is going to represent it as well. You'll start getting lots of sales from literally either word of mouth and them recommending other people, or they're coming back and buying it themselves, which is even more awesome. So as long as
Yeah.
you kind of put that effort into the customer service, I promise you it will be a payoff. People just want to feel like wanted. People want to feel like that you mean something to them. And if you
Yeah.
go and buy something from, like I said, PacSun or something, you're not going to hear from anybody. You're not going to hear from anybody at all. But that's why we're structuring our business the way we are, is because we want to have that personal touch with these individuals.
Mm. Hold on here. Sorry, Instagram. I got multiple phones and uh the power is going low here, so let me connect the power. There we go. All right, this is live, folks. That's why you're going to see behind the scenes view of the podcast recording. But in the audio version, it will be edited out a little bit cleaner. Okay, we got power on there. Didn't want to lose Instagram because there's quite a few people on Instagram that are dropping some value. One more question that came in: how do you create good Facebook ads?
So yeah, that's actually a really, really good question. And again, you can find this on my YouTube because I do cover this. But there is a couple ways that you guys can make a very good, strong, compelling ad. So before I go into this, what I want you guys to understand is you guys can put all this effort and all this time to be able to build the most sick product page and the coolest store in the world. But you guys have to understand that if they do not even click on your ad, they will not come to your store at all. So, what is the most important aspect of drop shipping is having strong creatives and having people that, or having videos or ads that can drive traffic. So, now that I stated that, what I want you guys to be doing is focusing on these creatives more than anything, because this is what's going to drive your business. So, there's three different ways that I basically go ahead and find these creatives. The first way that I will do it for myself, the number one way I do, is I use this website called www.dropshipmedia.com. So this was an agent that I was working with through Fiverr, and I actually had the opportunity to help her just open up her own website because she was killing it. So she actually opened up her website, and that's who I ordered my videos for. And if you guys want a discount off your first purchase, use Alex code 10 at checkout. So Alex code 10, and that will give you guys $10 off your first order. But like I said, I know what I am good at. And video editing is not the best thing in the world. And I know that if I can have somebody else who's a professional at it, they can help streamline my business a lot faster. So that is one way that you can do it. Another way that you can do it is you can, and sorry, I live in downtown Dallas, so you might hear some,
No worries.
you might
It's
hear some
live, folks.
sirens.
It's live.
It's
Yeah.
live, you know. Um, the second thing is you can actually order the product and send it to a Fiverr agent, and you can have your own original content for that product. So what my first agent, what she does is she finds and collabs all the best videos in the world and for the product that you're currently testing, and she writes her own high converting text over it. Makes which is a collage, which is still a very very original video. Nobody else in the market will have it, but you could also send the product strictly to um, the Fiverr agent as option number two, and they can make a video for you. Another method that you guys can do is order the product yourself and make the video yourself. And lastly, what you could do also is to send it to an influencer, like an Instagram influencer, and that works really well too, especially if you're on a low budget. What could work with that is just having them just posting with the product, talking about it, 30 to 60 seconds. You could do this for a couple of different influencers, and then you can just mash up the influencers into one video, and use that as an advertisement as well. So those are four different ways that you guys can kind of start taking action and being able to get these high converting, compelling video ads.
Yeah, those are four awesome ways. Yeah. Another thing, folks, I say re-listen to that again, and then we'll be sure to include the link and the code in the show
Yeah.
notes. What was the link to that digital media? I
It
don't think
was www.dropshipmedia.com.
Okay.
And at checkout, you will use Alex code 10 for $10 off your first purchase.
Really awesome. Yeah, that's huge, man. One thing that caught my eye is and I caught it on your YouTube videos as well, which is like the whiteboard that you have on behind you
Yeah.
there. You want to explain your thought process, what goes on the whiteboard?
No one's actually asked me that question, so that's that's what's up. Yeah, I have like just so much going on, on a daily basis and a monthly basis and a yearly basis that I know what I need to accomplish, but I also need to know what my goals are. So I always write, my daily goals, I write my weekly goals, and I write my yearly goals. So like this side of my board and over is like my 2020 goals, like what I need to accomplish. The top half is like the daily goals, and then like the bottom is like the weekly goals. So I just keep myself in position, especially with consulting calls or my one-on-one mentorship. So I actually do have another board. It's like right out there. And I use that for my mentorships. I schedule them in, I write it down, make sure that I'm in the right position so that we can always be on time with everything that we do.
Yeah.
And this just keeps me in place with what I need to be doing every single week and month and year. So that I know I'm crushing it.
Yeah.
And I'm holding myself accountable for what I need to get done too, because that's a very important thing is nobody wants to see you succeed more than yourself. So you have to be holding yourself accountable when you're, setting these goals and making sure that you're maintaining them and accomplishing it.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And it goes to show, folks, man, he's got a vision, a long-term plan, goal setting for your business. Really important stuff for sure. And there's other questions that came in, but we're gonna wrap it up soon, just because I want to be respectful of Alex's time. And but let's take one more question. We got, how do you do email flows?
So email flows, if they're talking about kind of just the way that I retarget, is I will send a message the first 10 minutes, the first 10 hours, and the first 24 hours. So the first 10 minutes will just be like, hey, we noticed you left something in your cart. No worries, we saved it for you. Go ahead and come back with this link. And just tell them, how much we saved it for them. We're excited for them to come back, yada, yada, yada. The 10-hour way would be like, look, you're getting our inventory is running low, or we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to purchase. Go ahead and use code 5OFF for 5% off or something like that. And then the 24-hour method or 24-hour mark, I'm like, this is your last chance, that you can't get it anymore after this. Use code 10OFF for 10% off. So I'm going from like reiterating like free shipping and reiterating the sale that I'm having and reiterating the fact that we're keeping their stuff in cart while, supplies are low, to telling them basically, this is almost your last chance. You can use 5 off if you want to get 5% off. And then after 24 hours, I'm giving them that last chance at 10%. So I'm going through the whole, I'm not allowing them to leave, basically. Like, I'm coming, like, you
Yeah.
have to buy from me. Like, you have to. And if that doesn't work, they're getting text messages at the exact same time. And if that doesn't work, then they're going to see my retargeting ads on Facebook.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, like, I mean, there's literally, I'm just coming at every direction until they purchase.
Yeah. What's been, I'm curious about the response rate of the text messages. I haven't implemented that.
Dude, you have no.
Good? Serious?
Oh my God, it's insane.
I got to do that?
I mean,
I got to do that?
Let's just go ahead and look at it together. Let's look at it together.
Let's look at it.
We'll see what the month of April. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. While you pull it up, while you pull that up, because yeah, I am curious about that. Miss Margarita, what's up? She said, I love the whiteboard there. So she gave you a shout out.
Tell her I said, what's up?
She's watching.
So for last month, I spent $70 on SMS bump, and I had $3,000 in revenue. So, and that's like, it's insane, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
that's a 3,909.71 return on ad spend, or return on investment. Sorry. It's just crazy, bro. Yeah. Like, it's just crazy to see that.
Yeah, it's the power of the follow up for sure, and all the touch points. So yeah, I think that's something I need to implement on the SMS. I've been thinking that Messenger. A lot of that's powerful, really powerful compared to email. Email feels a little slow, but you still want to do that.
And $90 spent. Revenue of $4,700.
Nice.
It's really crazy, bro. Like, you can get some really good money on just retargeting them through text messages.
Yeah, Miss Margarita said SMS Bruno is the truth. She said
it really is.
Yeah,
it's the truth. I love it, bro. It's like my favorite retargeting method.
Yeah. So that's a really good tip there for the audience for sure. You could see, touch points all the way. When you don't ask, you don't get. And if you right?
Closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Yeah, for sure. Man, this is really awesome stuff, man. I think you dropped a lot of value. Hopefully the audience got value. If you did, be sure to follow Alex AC Hampton. We'll leave his tag name in the show notes as well. And then also, I'd say, check out his course. I think it's supremeecom.com and so many other things. So I say be sure to follow YouTube. What's your YouTube channel?
AC Hampton, same thing.
AC Hampton. Okay, so AC Hampton on YouTube. He's blowing up on YouTube. So you dropped a lot of value here today. I want to give you a chance to leave some closing remarks with the audience. So I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, definitely. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you getting on this call with me. I really appreciate, just having the opportunity to do this. So the one thing that I want you guys to say and understand and keep into your mind on a daily basis is you guys will never fail if you invest in yourself. Nothing in life is going to come easy, and no business is an overnight success. But if you put in the work, you put in the time, and you stay dedicated and focus on how you act when you're losing, and then compare that to how you act when you're winning. And if it's the same mentality, then I promise you guys will be able to completely be able to crush it. So remember, nothing is going to come easy. And your lows and how you act and how you move and the way that you treat yourself in your business is the same way that you're going to treat yourself throughout the high times too. So keep striving for greatness, keep crushing it. And I'm excited to see you guys killing it in 2020. So definitely get this Wi-Fi bread as soon as possible, because if not, you guys are leaving it on the table for others. So there's, that's it.
Well said. Thanks for being on the show, brother.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Okay, I'm going to stop the podcast recording, but we're still running live because this is behind the scenes, folks.
Yes, sir.
This was awesome for sure, man. You killed it. Yeah, you killed it for sure. So
I appreciate that.
I know some people had some other questions, but I want to be respectful of Alex's time, and you can be sure to connect with them. Everyone's saying, Margarita said, thanks for the value, Andreas, and a bunch of other people. So that's really cool. So I'm going to share this. I'm going to close out Instagram. And then for those on YouTube, so we're gonna say bye to YouTube and Facebook, and we're gonna